Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have round 3 of the PRA Stock Series Elite Division at Tsukuba. Qualifying didn't go very well, starting in P8, teammate starts in P5. We are going to be doing a 40-minute race here at Tsukuba with some wet weather racing. As we come to the first lap, it looks like we're not going to get bunched up as much as I really wanted to, but we are underway here at Tsukuba, looking for a move maybe on the outside as we go into turn 1. There's going to be 3 wide for 2 rows behind us. As we come out of turn 1, it looks like we are still going to be in a P8 behind Sparky, maybe looking for a move on the outside, trying to carry the speed into this very slow corner as there's some major contact involving Trismo, King Saturn, and our teammate Schwartz, as there's some more contact and we actually get spun on the first lap yet again. That time it doesn't really look like it was our part involved, or our fault I should say, but major contact and we are all the way down in P14. Not the best opening lap that we wanted to have. As we come through this another slow corner, our teammate Schwartz is actually going to be behind us. He was involved in some more contact, so as a team point of view, that is a disastrous start for us. Hopefully with this weather involved we can bring back the position, but you can see completely missing our braking point and completely understeering off the track, making some contact with Jay Filla as our teammate Schwartz goes flying up on the inside. I will say this track is very difficult to get right and be good and be consistent and have consistent laps, but as we jump forward a few minutes in the race, we are actually going to be gaining another position. As you can see on the right hand side, Rum is actually going to be off the track making contact with the barrier. So with that, we are up into P12. Hopefully we can make up some more positions. As you can see, our teammate Schwartz is actually looking for a move on the inside of Root through the final corner. Very difficult track to overtake, but it looks like Schwartz isn't going to be able to pull it off. He's going to tuck in behind Root, looking for a move into turn 1. Maybe a little bit of a move. Oh, he gets a little sideways, but luckily nothing major to report. Trying to keep up with Schwartz and this little pack in front of us. Hopefully we can gain some more positions. Like I said before, not really getting the groove of things on this track. Very hard to stay consistent. My lap times weren't as best as I wanted, or as good as I wanted them to be. But as we come into this super tight hairpin, we are actually off the track, but we are able to keep control of the car and not lose too much time. But as you can see ahead, our teammate Schwartz is actually going to go past Root. It looks like there's going to be a little contact there. We're trying to clean up our tires. But as we come into the final corner, it looks like there's going to be some major contact between our teammate Schwartz and Root. And that was very difficult to watch as our teammate falls back yet again. As a team, like I said before, this is not the race that we are wanting to have right now. Qualified pretty well. Like I said, our teammate Schwartz qualified ahead of us. And as you can see, my lap time wasn't the best. Actually, Schwartz was able to catch me up a little bit as the rain is starting to come down here at Tsukuba. And my front left-hand tire is completely shot. So we're going to be coming in on this lap to put on the wet tires, and hopefully we can get some good pace in the wet. But as you can see, my tires and my pace on the dries was just not anywhere near what I wanted. Like I said, Schwartz was very easily able to catch me. I was even maybe thinking about letting him through at one point, but as I said before, we were coming in on this lap, putting on the wet tires. Not going to do any fuel because not really save up a bunch during the wet weather part of the race. As you see, we're about halfway through the race, and then from here on it's going to be wet for pretty much the entire rest of the race. So as we come into the pits here at Tsukuba, we're going to throw on the wets and hopefully make up some time from the cars in front as other drivers make mistakes, so on and so forth. As I said, we put on the wets. Other drivers were putting on the intermediates, which is kind of what I wanted to talk a little bit about. Is I wish Gran Turismo would kind of make them a little bit different, because as you will see later on the race, it gets very, very, very wet out on the track to where you need wet tires, and yet there's really no difference between intermediates and wets, to where intermediates were working just as well as the wets when it was that the intermediates would not have worked and the wets would have been the main tire. But as we come through this hairpin, it looks like there's going to be a move, possibly almost done, as we almost got overtaken by Boogity behind. He has some clear pace over me. But as we come out of the final corner onto lap 18, we're actually gaining a position because as you see the car in front of us, Redline, he actually made a mistake like I did last season at Spa in the rain race when he did not have the intermediates or wets for this car. So he's on soft tires and he's actually going to go ahead and just pull out of the race and kind of just get out of the way because there's really no point in trundling around the track with it being such a short track. He would have caused a fair amount of incidents, if not anything, as we get a big slide through that hairpin, a big snap of oversteer. Going to try and go a little defensive, but on the wets is very tricky, trying not to put the power down too early. But we were able to hold off Boogity behind for now. He may look for an overtake down into this hairpin, maybe do a little bit of a switchback, a little contact from behind. It looks like he's going to get the traction down a little bit better than we are, almost losing it on the inside as he tries to put the power down. It gets a little squirrely, but we were able to hold off that attack from Boogity. Like I said, we had a big snap of oversteer, very tricky conditions out here. The track is very wet, trying to hold on to the car through these corners. Very difficult track to race in the wet. As you can see, Boogity behind gets a good run. It looks like he's going to make a move on the inside, and we actually outbrake ourselves and go sliding off the track. Unfortunately, we're going to be losing position in P9. As you can see, our teammate Schwartz is right up on our gearbox again, and I'm just all over the place trying to put the power down, but yet not lose the car. And it's going to be very slow through that corner, trying to keep the momentum through that corner, as well as, not oversteering or sliding off the track into the wall. But as you can see, it is ungodly wet outside right now, and we are actually sliding all over the track trying to find the right line. Looks like everyone is really struggling except for the top three. I will say hands down, Saunders, Frylock, and JSML or Trismo, they completely swept the floor with us, the whole field. They were on a whole different planet of their own. They were lapping so much faster than me and even people in fourth place. But jumping back to our onboard, it looks like we're going to be trying to stick with Boogity, maybe make a position to where if he makes a mistake, we can easily slide up on the inside, outside, whatsoever. But as you can see, our teammate Schwartz actually did make a mistake on the previous laps, and he is already about 13 seconds behind as I get a big snap of oversteer, but luckily I was able to hold on to it. And pretty much from here on, it's just survival of the fittest. Again, a big snap of oversteer. Trying to get the car just to work in this condition is very difficult. But as we are about halfway through this race, just trying to keep the car in a straight line on the tarmac and try not to lose too much time to the car in front and the car behind. As you can see, there's actually a back marker that was just having a worse day than I was. That's Redline. Like I said, he just didn't have the right tires on, and it sucks to see, but it is part of the race. But anyways, going forward through the race, trying to, like I keep saying, just keep up with the pace, keep up with the guy in P8, and trying to keep our teammate Schwartz behind. Jumping forward a little bit into the race, as you will see, look at the bottom right hand of the radar. We have some major weather coming in, and like I said before, there's no way that the intermediates could ever really work in weather like this. So I feel like that's why I went onto the wets. That way it would have been a little bit better, but I feel like that's where GT7 lacks, is the realism in wet weather racing. Like I said, there's no way the wets or intermediates would ever really work on a track this wet. But hopefully they can able to update it or fix it or anything like that. But as you can see, there's a massive puddle on the inside right there, and if you were on intermediates and went through there, you would have just lost so much time and spun out and went right into the barrier. As you actually can hear on the audio, it is just bucketing down water. But jumping forward to the action, still going to be losing a little time to Boogity and our teammate Schwartz. Like I said, my pace this whole weekend wasn't the best, not really what I was looking for. I was just off the pace. I just really couldn't hook up a lap as a back marker, Jay Filla, actually goes sliding off the track. Hopefully we can able to pass this back marker as soon as possible, not lose too much time that we're already losing. And he's actually going to make it a little bit difficult, but, you know, not really major to speak of, or nothing major, as he's come sliding across the our screen, and we're going to go side by side, and kind of just a little fun moment right here, just trying to get a move done in very tricky conditions, and you can see it in the radar. He's just sliding that car around and having a fun time with it. But back on my point of view, losing too much time overall, and not really, I mean, despite the back marker, just not really where I wanted my performance to be this weekend. I was well off my teammate, or not really well off, but just like race consistency wasn't there for me, let alone one lap pace. But as we come through the rest of the race, nothing really major happened. Lost a bunch of time to the guy in front, but we were able to hold off our teammate Schwartz. As you see, got 30 seconds left in the race, so about, I believe this is going to be the last lap, maybe one more lap. But yeah, hopefully I'm able to make it home, I guess. But I will be coming home in a P9, and ironically, I will be the first one to cross the finish line. So technically, if you want to think about it, I won the race. But no, all jokes aside, as you can see, I am almost 50 seconds behind the top three, and that's saying something on a short track with weather involved. That's a lot of time lost on my part and a lot of time gained on their part. They were just untouchable, and as you see, coming home, P9, one lap down. Not the best race ever, but you know, we were able to come home, have some decent points. But we're gonna jump over and looking at the standings that are updated this year on the Elite Series. We are currently in the P8 of the standings, as we are about 21-ish points behind Turismo. As you can see, not had any wins yet or poles, but we have led a decent amount of laps, mainly during the Daytona race. But hopefully we are able to close that gap to at least Turismo, and hopefully able to kind of bring that championship back into the fold. I definitely want to try and win a race this year, maybe two. But as you can see, our teammate is just behind us, so we're pretty evenly matched for our team in D-Boy Racing, which I'm very happy for. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video.